So when things reopened out of quarantine, I went down to Maryland to play. I played 83 days in a row from September 2nd, 2020 to whatever the 83rd day is. It was about a week before Thanksgiving. September went very well for me. I won like $2 grand in the first weekend. Other parts of September went very well for me. I hope the sprinklers aren't going to hit me. You can see the sprinklers going off behind me. It is not nearly as light as the camera is making it. It's like midnight right now. But October was terrible. I had difficulty finding good games that I was finding in September. Wasn't finding those games anymore, and just like everything went bad. I played a few very large pots very poorly, in addition to just like getting all in, and whatever the other guy needed he hit. Still don't know how I made like $850 that month. It just seems like I lost every single day. One day I had 2 losing sessions. I left in the middle, it was so bad. But I started off okay. Started at the horseshoe. I was up. I don't remember the hand. I remember the opponent and the table where I won. I was up like 250 to 350, and then just every single thing that could go wrong went wrong the rest of the day. I lost for like the next 3 hours straight. I went back to the Airbnb. There's nothing to do there. I don't know anyone around. Like, I just sit there. Like, I have myself and YouTube, and I'm like, all right, I'll go back. And I went back to Horseshoe Baltimore, and just the exact same stuff started happening. 3 times this type of hand happened. I had 10s or jacks, you know, I had a pretty good overpair, and the board was all unders with a pair, like 3, 3, 8. And if you haven't played at the Horseshoe Baltimore, if you have an overpair on 3, 3, 8, 8, 6 will get all in with you. So like, you can't forego getting all in on those types of boards with as strong as a holding as an overpair. All 3 times they had trips, which is funny because usually when they lead out, they have like a weak top pair and it's easy to spot, and you know what they have and you bet accordingly. You raise enough so that they call, but you keep them on the line. You don't want to like blast it on the flop and get them to fold, especially on those boards with a very small pair, because they're already what I call pre-counterfeited. You know, and if a guy has, you know, 10-8 on 8-3-3 and you have jacks, he can't even hit the 10 because you'll have jacks and 3s. So you raise the flop, but not enough to get him, give him a chance to get away. You bet the turn, you go all in on the river. Every single time they let out the flop and they had the trips, and one way or another we got all in. I lost every single one. In addition to those 3 all-ins, there were many other hands. Just everything that could go wrong went wrong, but those were the 3 big ones. Every single time I thought I was going to win an all-in, and every single time I lost an all-in. And I think I started, my guess would be I started around plus 280, something like that, 300. I will put, when I look it up later on the screen, exactly what I ended. I think I ended down, it was either in the 5s or the 8s. It was a really bad day in the middle of October. I'll put up the hours and the money for you guys to look at. So that was probably my worst. I started like plus 300 and probably had like a minus $1,200 swing, if the stats on the screen from future me are corroborating what I'm telling you. I had like a minus $1,200 swing from like the middle of the day, you know, like hour 3 towards whenever I played my last hand. So that was a catastrophe of a day, absolutely. But it happens. It doesn't happen that much, but it does happen. You know, the start of the day and the end of the day don't exactly sync up. So I thought that was going to be a killer day. It wasn't. Actually, a lot of days in October were like that, but that was the absolutely the most severe one. And there you go, my best comeback and my absolute worst downfall.